Thursday, June 28th. The time is 9:38. I call to order the regular meeting of the Birmingham City Council. We'll have our invocation led by Councilor Woods, and we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance by Councilor Abbott. If you'll please stand and join us. Thank you.
Bow your heads.
Good morning.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for the opportunity to be here this morning. We thank you for the opportunity to serve once again, Lord. We ask that you just guide our decision-making, guide our thoughts, and allow us to work together collectively for a greater goal, Lord. We just ask that you just watch over this city, touch the hearts and minds of each and every resident, each and every visitor, Lord. Just ask that you just watch over us, allow us collectively as a city to work together and build towards a better city, to take care of each other, look out for each other, and bring no harm to each other, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Please salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Good morning, Mr. Clerk, if you'll call the roll.
Good morning. Roll call. Councilmember Abbott.
Present.
Councilmember Clark.
Present.
Councilmember Moore.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Councilmember O'Quinn.
Good morning.
Good morning, Councilmember Tate. Good morning, Councilmember Williams.
Good morning.
Good morning, Councilmember Woods.
Present.
Council President Pro Tem Smitherman.
Good morning.
Good morning, Council President Alexander.
Good morning. Thank you, President. At this time, councilors, I would like to ask for a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the previous meetings of February 15th and February 22, 2022. So moved.
Second.
Okay, Council Pro Tem Smitherman and Councilmember Abbott, correct?
Yes.
All right. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
All right, thank you, councilors. Those minutes of February 15th and 22 are approved. The minutes are not ready from March 1st through June 21st, 2022. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Morning, Madam President. Good morning to the entire council. It's good to see everyone this morning, as well as good morning to the public. Madam President, I have a few notes I want to share this morning. First is, of course, today marks 9 days. 9 days until the World Games comes to our city, July 7th through the 17th. There's a lot of emotion going on, but I'll give you one: excitement. I think we're all ready to welcome the world to our city and community. For the record, if you have not gotten tickets, please go to twg2022.com. Again, that's twg2022.com to get your tickets, as well as you can go to birminghamal.gov/BHAMready. That's birminghamal.gov/BHAMready for important details for residents and businesses regarding events and road closures. If you didn't know it, big shout out to the Birmingham Stallions. They won their playoff game last Saturday, and they will be advancing to the USFL Championship game this Saturday. They have had an amazing inaugural season with the 9-1 record, and that is our home team, so y'all should all be excited about that. They will face the Philadelphia Stars this upcoming Sunday, July 3rd. The game will be televised live on TV at 6:30 on Fox. City of Birmingham is known for many things, one being the civil rights movement that took place here. And I often tell people that, there's still freeze frame, Madam President and Council, where a lot of people view our city in black and white. A lot of them see the struggle here. A lot of folks don't know that there was victory here as well, that as much as there was resistance to change with the likes of Bull Connor and others, there was also a fighting for change led by Fred Shuttlesworth and others. One of the people behind the scenes did an amazing job and deserves credit as well as A.G. Gaston. We all know him for many of his accomplishments, whether it was his radio station or insurance and many other small businesses. But one of the most significant things he did was create the A.G. Gaston Motel at a time where blacks could not actually frequent other lodging establishments. And so that motel, of course, has been closed down for quite some time. We all know that that motel was used as a gathering space, part war room, as well as strategy for civil rights activists here and for those who came in town. So I'm excited to stand with you and others this upcoming Thursday as the city will celebrate the restoration of the historic A.G. Gaston Motel. That ribbon cutting, again, is this Thursday, 30th at 10 a.m. Residents and visitors will now be able to see the restored exterior of the motel and courtyard, the 1968 wing with the restored coffee shop, dining room, and the special, other special things that will be there as well. I want to give a shout out to, and she's in the room, Ms. Denise Gilmore. Please stand if you can, who is the Director of the Division of Social Justice and Racial Equity. Also want to give a shout out to the Division of Capital Projects, Ms. Denise Gilmore and her team, as well as the National Park Service, the Historical Preservation Authority, under the direction of Nathaniel Bagley, who's also a team member of the City of Birmingham, and many of our other dedicated City of Birmingham staff for bringing this hollow site back to glory. There are a lot of people to acknowledge, which include Congresswoman Terry Sewell, Mayor William Bell, President Barack Obama, and so many others who made this possible. But it'd be an honor to stand with you all this Thursday. And I think this is the type of history that we have to teach our children about. This is the type of history we should be celebrating. This is the type of history we should be running towards. So, Madam President, as Ms. Gilmore and Mr. Bagley come forward, I have a proclamation that I'll read in part. It states that the A.G. Gaston Motel was a significant site of the... Oh, y'all come on up. Whereas the A.G. Gaston Motel was a significant site of civil rights activities in 1963, serving as the headquarters of the campaign to desegregate public accommodations in Birmingham, Alabama. And whereas prominent African-American businessman and entrepreneur, author George Gaston, built the A.G. Gaston Motel to provide first-class lodging and dining in Birmingham, Alabama to African-American tourists traveling through the segregated South, and whereas the A.G. Gaston Motel serves as a place of memory for those who put their lives on the line for civil and human rights for black citizens, and indeed a better America. Birmingham stands as a beacon of what an organized community can do to bring about national change. Gaston Motel Restoration seeks to tell the full story of the struggle for equality through our historical lens and how the lessons serve as inspiration for the future. Now, therefore, I, Randall L. Woodman, along with the Birmingham City Council, do by issue this proclamation in celebration of the restoration of the historic A.G. Gaston Motel in Birmingham. The A.G. Gaston Motel is the key historic site for the Civil Rights National Monument, a collaborative partnership, the National Park Service, the City of Birmingham, and the Historical Preservation Authority. It is the centerpiece of the Birmingham Civil Rights National Monument, which was established in 2017 by President Barack Obama. And now at this time, Madam President, if you would like Ms. Denise Gilmore to share a few words.
Thank you. Morning, Ms. Gilmore.
Good morning, Council President, Council President Pro Tem, and City Council members. Good morning. I'm delighted to stand here today in celebration of the ribbon cutting of the A.G. Gaston Motel. I want to acknowledge and really say a word of thanks and gratitude to Mayor Woodman, who's committed to ensuring that the legacy and the history of the Birmingham Civil Rights National Monument, and in particular the A.G. Gaston Motel, would be forever preserved. And of course, so many hands touched this project. As the mayor shared, our capital projects under the leadership of Denise Bell, the stewardship of the project under the Historical Preservation Authority, and of course our federal partners in the National Park Service. And you know we can't do anything without the Office of City Attorney and Jim Stanley's hand helping us throughout this 3-year journey. And so I'm just delighted, and I guess let me also share too a special word of gratitude to the Mellon Foundation, who, as you know, awarded $1.1 million that is helping restore the interior of the coffee shop and the dining room. And so we are very thankful for your support. And then again, we look forward to celebrating this major milestone on Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, I have one more note. Madam President, there's been a lot of recent conversation. Some good, but a lot that is not necessarily good, that I would say centers around collection of misinformation, disinformation, and flat out just not the truth. Centered around our homeless community. I want to start with the good. As you see me fumbling through these papers, I want to start with the good. One is the city of Birmingham, I know for at least the last decade, is always in the top 10 most altruistic cities. So this is a very giving community, right? Whether it's an individual, nonprofit, other organizations, faith-based communities, churches, etc. Like, we give here. We find ways to help. And I'll speak to the city's portion of that in a minute. But I am grateful and thankful to individuals and organizations and various sectors that find ways to be intentional about giving for those who are in need in this community. So one of the groups that are always in need in this community is our homeless neighbors. And I want to speak to an issue that is just flat out not the truth. I think the way to frame this is, we all know the World Games will be here in 9 days. And over 20 plus venues in our city, a large portion of those venues will be right here in our city center. Because a large portion of that will be in our city center, with the city of Birmingham receiving a Series 1 rating, which is a technical federal term for a top tier event that requires a significant amount of federal coordination on the ground, but it also requires restriction of movement as it relates to vehicular traffic. All of us will be limited in our movement of certain areas of downtown. And if your business or government is in that footprint, we are affected too. Even here at City Hall, we will create a satellite office. So you won't even be able to come in here for close to a minimum of 10 days, but probably 12 days, just to do business. It affects the courthouse, it affects the Museum of Art, it affects the Birmingham City School System, it affects small businesses who provide food or any other service in this footprint, and it also affects those who serve. So circling back to this giving community, on any given day, 7 days a week, right here at Lane Park, you have individuals, you have nonprofits, you have faith-based groups, and so many others that provide food and other services to our homeless community. And because this perimeter will be on lock, those organizations won't just be able to drive in and do what they usually do on a normal basis for a minimum of 10 days, but probably close to 12, because they have to set up and then they have to break down. Take that into consideration, that has an impact on our homeless neighbors and those who are in the homeless community. But in no way does that mean that homeless people will not be able to sit, congregate, or be in Lynn Park. So to make myself very clear and to clarify all this misinformation that's been put out there, the city of Birmingham, the World Games, BPD, or anyone else is displacing or forcing or evicting or putting anyone out of any public spaces in our community, because that is just simply not true. However, if you are one of those individuals who has a big heart, or church or organization or nonprofit that has a big heart and always find time to give here, you will not be able to do it at a minimum by vehicle. Therefore, a group of nonprofits, organizations decided to collaborate and get together. They didn't engage the city. They didn't ask for the city's permission. And I'm grateful for that because they don't need the city. There's a lot of organizations that are just doing the work in this community. They've gotten together over the last few months to come up with the space. I believe that space is a Faith Chapel Center over on 2nd Avenue North. It sits between, right under the 65 South bypass, 65 North and South Interstate. And I believe Platinum of Birmingham is on the other side. On that site, they are offering a significant amount of services during those 10 days. A lot of the conversation was wrapped up in the housing piece that has since been scratched. But I think we have to pause to appreciate those organizations for the 90% of all the other work that they have been doing over the last 2 months to create the services that are usually here that will be in a safe space there. That work will continue. So to the public, I am telling you that those services are still offered to those who are our homeless neighbors in the homeless community there if you cannot provide those services here. No one here is forced to go down there. We can't mandate anybody to go down there. But the services are offered, and we want to communicate to anyone who has a heart or who wants to participate to encourage those who may need service. Services will be provided there. If that doesn't work for you, because your plan is perfect, we have another option. The city of Birmingham will be offering a cooling station during the 7th through the 17th from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. those 10 days. And the location of that cooling station will be 8th Avenue. I want to get the actual address for you. 421 Reverend Abraham Woods. That is a city facility. In the past, it has been used as a fitness center. We're converting that to an actual cooling station that's outside of the perimeter where we can provide these services. Again, no one is forced to go there. We're not mandating anybody to go there. But if you are one of our homeless neighbors, then to access this is actually be from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. 6 p.m. every day to 6 a.m. We'll be offering sleeping cots, cool water, and snacks will be provided during that window every day of the World Games. So again, at 421 Reverend Abraham Woods Jr. Boulevard, July 7th through the 17th, from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., we will offer a cooling station, a cooling shelter, that will include sleeping cots, cool water, snacks, and many other services will be provided as well. If that plan doesn't work for you, share the various organizations the city of Birmingham and this administration has been engaging for since 2017. One Roof, Family Connections, Urban Ministry, Pathway, Downtown Path Center. Pathway is transitional shelter, Cooperative Downtown Ministries. Family Connections, First Light, YWCA, Bridge Ministries, Urban Ministries. YWCA, the Urban Ministry, and so many other organizations have been our partners over the last years. And I think it's important, shorthand, Madam President and Council. I got one more note I need to pull up. Since 2017, the actual number is $5.3 million. $5.3 million the city of Birmingham has given out towards the organizations who are on the ground doing the work in the nonprofit sector to address homelessness. There's been considerable amount of coordination over these years. Just in 2017, that number's broken down close to $1 million in 952,000 in 17, a little over $1 million in 18, 835,000 in 19, 2020, 800 plus thousand again, and in 2021, 870,000. And separate from that, in 2020, when the coronavirus hit, the city of Birmingham was given an infusion of over $4 million to support these same organizations as far as giving out resources to address homelessness in our community. That's not all, Madam President. I think What I've just spoken to is short-term only and provides context, what we've done in the past and what we're doing over those 10 days during the coronavirus. What I do appreciate is Dr. Megan Venable-Thomas, Corey Stallworth, as well as Kelvin Datcher and so many others in the community development team who will also be working on long-term plans. I think what we've done in the past as administration is address temporary housing. You've seen us give $1 million separate from this number towards the firehouse shelter. We'll be giving $1.3 million to the way stations, which will open up at some point in 2022. But there's a recommendation that at some point we can get back before this council and talk about moving away from temporary, investing in temporary housing to transitional housing. And when we bring that before you, there will be a toolbox with various tools within this toolbox to address how do we continue to touch on this subject. But this is not a city of Birmingham in isolation alone, which leads me back. I go back to the first point I made, and I'll end on that point. There are a considerable amount of organizations that I would like to publicly thank for doing the work to address homelessness in this community. I stand with them, and the city of Birmingham will continue to support them. And Madam President, that concludes the mayor's report.
Thank you, Mayor Woodfin. I'm going to open it up and allow any councilors that would like to respond, but I do appreciate you updating us as a public and as a council on what is being done. As you said, a lot of information have been shared about what help and what assistance was being given to our neighbors and residents in need as it comes time for the World Games. So I appreciate the update. Councilors, I don't see anyone. Yes, you do. Councilor Abbott.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor, for that report, because that is a big question that has been in mind, because I've seen all the negative NABOB comments, and I know that things are not nearly as dire as some of those folks like to make it sound. But I did want to ask about the cooling station that's going to be on, I want to say Richard Arrington Jr. Boulevard, but it's Woods. Abraham Woods Jr. Boulevard, okay. Who will man that cooling station from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.? Do they really have to stay awake for 12 hours? And is it police or is it volunteers, or who stays there with the homeless people who come to get cool?
Madam President,
yes.
To Mrs. Abbott's question,
Mayor.
similar to what we do at any of our other facilities we've used in the past, including the Boutwell, it's a combination of city employees, volunteers, as well as Birmingham Police Department, as well as our fire rescue department.
Okay, because I just imagine that will be a, if you're used to sleeping at night, that these will be people manning the place who either are doing it voluntarily or who already stay up all night.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
But thank you for the report. I really appreciate it, because it's been a question in my mind.
Thank you. Councilor Quinn has a question, comment.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I do want to, while we're on the subject of this issue, I do want to encourage all of the organizations that work in this space to be engaged with our Continuum of Care organization, which is One Roof, and just to be aware that there is a network, and that there is a larger overall plan to address this issue in the city. And I think that's important to acknowledge, because in many cases we have organizations that are working to address the immediate needs, which is absolutely necessary. But oftentimes, that the underlying work, the heavy lifting, is working towards addressing the overall issue, things like, developing affordable housing and temporary housing, and some of the suggestions that your transition committee, the subcommittee on housing and homelessness, have suggested. I would encourage everyone to consult that 100 days report that your committee produced. I think it was back in February or March, and look at those suggestions that that subcommittee made, and help us to realize that vision. Again, if you have an organization that wants to affect change in this space, please, recognize that there is a network. There is a point of contact. That point of contact is One Roof. That there are a lot of organizations that are working on this issue, and there are a lot of moving parts and a lot of projects, or in specific initiatives that need to be implemented to help address this issue and care for our neighbors experiencing homelessness. So there's a lot of work to be done, and please, again, if you're working in this space, recognize that there's that those things need to be done, and there's plenty of opportunity for people to do good, and we do thank all of those people that are working in this space. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. O'Quinn. Councilor Clark.
Mayor, I want to thank you for the clarifying message around, homeless services and provisions during the World Games. And I know, from day to day, in ordinary times, we have pretty good services for our homeless community available in Birmingham. And, like Councilor O'Quinn mentioned, coordinating with that continuum of care. I want to shift, though, from the homeless conversation and give you a high five, a verbal high five on the A.G. Gaston Motel renovation. And, this, I know some of the previous mayors were mentioned, but this started under the mayor I worked for over 20 years ago. And so it's been a long time coming. And it's so important because the history of, Black life in Birmingham is very poorly documented outside of the civil rights era related history. And, there were Black people here from 1871, but we don't know a whole lot about. It's not well documented. And so this is really important that we invest in preserving history like this that really helps to shape, tell that story of Black life before the civil rights movement. And on a personal note, I don't know that this is well documented, but my father was in the house band in the A.G. Gaston Lounge. So they were called the Cool Strings, and they were a group of pros and, music teachers from the public schools who alternated sets with some of the big acts that would come down and tour the segregated South. And so there was also a nightly broadcast of their music on WJLD all through the 60s. So while all that tumultuous stuff was going on and planning, there were sounds of liberation healing the whole community through the FM broadcast and just through the music that was playing in the lounge. So just really happy that this day has come. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Don't have any other comments? Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam President.
At this time, councilors, without objection, I want to suspend the rules, and they are suspended for presentations. We do have two presentations today to be presented by Councilor LaTanya Tate. And Councilor Tate, I didn't know if you wanted to go down to the podium. Are you going down to make this? Okay. And Councilor Tate, her first presentation will include Pastor Chris Erskine and Steve Skipper renowned artist, very talented artist. And this particular presentation embarks on the 50th year anniversary of the integration of the University of Alabama football program and University of Alabama, the only commissioned artist. So, Councilor Tate.
Good morning, Mayor, my fellow colleagues, and Pastor Chris Erskines, and I want to celebrate 50 years of integration of Black players into the University of Alabama football program. We have today with us Mr. Wilbert Jackson, who is from Ozark, Alabama, and was the first Black player recruited by Coach Bear Bryant. Along with Mr. Jackson is also Mr. John Mitchell, who is from Mobile, Alabama, was also recruited by Coach Bear Bryant, and also together they played and led Alabama to win several championships, including the 1973 national title. We also have, I'm just going to call him worldwide artist. Steve Skipper is the only person commissioned to paintings throughout the University of Alabama and other colleges around the country. I'm going to step back and let Pastor Chris Erskines come forward to speak from his heart on these three gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'm President Pro Tem, the entire council, Mr. Mayor and the Mayor's office. This is a joyous occasion for us as we prepare for the World Games to come. I think in looking forward, in retrospect, it is great that we will look into our past to see where our city has grown from, where it is growing to. These gentlemen have been celebrated all over the state and all over the country. My friend Steve Skipper was commissioned to do this portrait. I dare not allow Tuscaloosa, Mobile, Ozark, and the surrounding cities to celebrate these men, and the game was played right here in Birmingham at the historic Legion Field Stadium. And so today is great for us. I want him to come and introduce not only the gentlemen who are here, but also to speak to his passion about painting and the collaborative that we have in the inner city to spark this renewal of our young people into arts. So thank you.
We can't hear you, Mr. Skipper. Can you just speak a little bit closer to the mic? Thank you.
Thank you. I love to hear Pastor Chris Erskine speak, and I was wishing he would speak a little bit longer. But I'm really, really blessed to be here this morning. It's an awesome opportunity to hold up more than you think. Right now I'm realizing that probably 45 years ago, I was a young man, one of the diabolical Crips that was walking the streets of Birmingham. The integration of the football team at the University of Alabama was a tremendous thing, a whole lot greater than the football field. Ryan initiated the integration of the football team, and didn't just pick two great players. He took two great men. And when you're integrating something, Ryan used the statement that he wanted to be the Branch Rickey of college football. Branch Rickey was the man who integrated baseball with Jackie Robinson. And as you know, when you're integrating something like that, he didn't just pick two great football players, he picked two great men. 50 years, they carried themselves with the utmost integrity, kept that door open that was open 50 years. I think that the Bryce Youngs and the Tua Tonga now, they need to realize that they're not there not because of there being 5-star players, but because the football team are too great. Mr. Wilbur Jackson, very honored to stand here today in their stead. John Mitchell is a coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, trying to retire for years. They won't let him. He's on his Pittsburgh Steelers. Jackson is a great husband, taking care of his wife who's been ill for. Had a chance to talk to both of them about this honor and their goal. First game that was played at Legion Field. Yeah. There's a lot of myths about that game. A lot of things that were said about that game. We're proud to be able to write a book on the integration. Found out that a lot of people believe that game was the game that caused Coach Brown to integrate the team. Well, he already integrated the team, and Wilbur Jackson was sitting in the stands. Coach Bryant did a tremendous job integrating the football team. Didn't just change the football team, it changed the coach. Very proud to be a part and chosen by the University of Alabama. Training, limited edition.
Thank you very much.
I am going to just read briefly a little bit of this resolution before I call the mayor up. And we're just going to go to the end. It says, now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Birmingham with Mayor Randall L. Woodfin concurring pauses these deliberations to honor the athlete and trailblazer of Mr. Steve Skipper, Wilbur Jackson, and Mr. John Mitchell during the commemoration of his historical 50th anniversary contributions in athletics to the University of Alabama on this 28th day of 2022 at the recommendation of Councilor LaTonya Tate. And I'm going to turn it over to the mayor.
And Councilor Tate, if you'll let us do a little housekeeping, could we call for unanimous consent for the offer of the resolution?
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, now the resolution.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
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 All opposed, thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Councilor.
Madam President and Council, this will be extremely brief. I want to thank your colleague, Councilor Tate, as well as Pastor, and I'm grateful for what you've done, and just kudos for what you all have done from a historical standpoint. This is big, and you should be celebrated and committed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And if I could echo this, I do want to say thank you, Councilor Tate, Pastor Erskine, for bringing this opportunity for us to honor the renowned artist and these two gentlemen in Mr. Jackson and Mr. Mitchell. I have to give a little point of reference. Fall 1973. Stop adding up age. I did have the opportunity to be a freshman at the University of Alabama and was in freshman biology, and all of a sudden we were in this big auditorium and the room went whoo, and it was Wilbur Jackson sitting up there in the rafters taking a good little old class with me. So I've been fanning out ever since that time, but I just cannot minimize what they did for us as a culture, as a people, and so I thank you for bringing this story to us, and I look forward to the rich history that we know and bringing truth to what we know about what truly happened to make that happen. So thank you. I think I have a group of counselors that want to say something. So counselors, does anyone want to have any comment? I think you did, Councilor Pro Tem. Thank you.
I don't know how to start off with thanking you because, I'm an alum of the University of Alabama School of Law. And so you guys walked so I could fly. Because if you guys didn't take the initiative to integrate the football team, I don't think I would have had the opportunity to be at the law school. Very interesting. I know Mayor Whitford would like this fact, y'all. It's been 50 years since the law school graduated its first black class. I mean, that's significant. And the law school has been around 150 years. So it took them 100 years. And I don't think there's about 3 black people that were in there. So I graduated in 2019. There's only 13 of us, actually. But very significant piece of history. If you know Thelma Catlin, that's my great-grandmother. She didn't finish at the University of Alabama, but she was one of the first students to try to get a degree there, and she didn't finish. So I am literally my ancestors' wildest dreams. And so thank you so much for taking that initiative. Alabama still has some work to do, just to be honest, a lot of work to do. But I'm so thankful. Thank you. And Councilor Tate, thank you for bringing attention to us, because a lot of times if we don't know our history, history will repeat itself. And we have seen that in the last few weeks. So thank you for all that you've done, and thank you for coming here today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, Council, I think, had another presentation. Have anybody else want to say anything?
I just wanted to hear who all the people are who's standing up there.
Thank you. You'll come to the mic and introduce yourselves. Thank you. Or Mr. Skipper, if you want to tell us everyone to join us.
Right here is Mr. Ricky Davis, who played at the University of Alabama.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody knows Dr. Chris. Mr. Olmestic Jr.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are very grateful for you joining us today, and again, bringing us this great message. So thank you. Councilor Tate.
I have one more presentation. I want to call Ms. Dina Oliver. Councilors, today we're celebrating Villatava Awareness Day, and my good friend who I had the honor of attending the Mighty Red Raiders, Phillips High School, Madam President. And I want to present her with a resolution to recognize Villatava Awareness Day, and want Dina to share with the council and the mayor about Villatava for those who don't quite understand what that is and what they need to know about.
Good morning, Ms. Oliver.
Okay. All right. My name is Dina Oliver again, and I am the vitiligo queen of Birmingham. That's why I wear this shirt here. And vitiligo, I've been advocating this for the past 2 years, and to just bring awareness to the people, to make them know that it's not a contagious disease. It is an autoimmune disease that affects our pigmentation, that causes the white patches to start in the face, the hand, the feet, and to know that it progresses over time. Some people might not, progress as others would, but that's just to bring awareness to that, and to let you know that the community is about 1 to 2% of us worldwide, and the numbers keep adding on as time goes by. And just to let you know that it affects us mentally, it affects us, of course, physically and emotionally. And it's a lot of, it affects our kids as well that are going through this life-changing event. I was 16 years old when it came out on me, and I am I don't mind telling my age, I am 54 now. And and I can just imagine at a 16-year-old and you're in high school, and this affects you. I missed out on my prom because of this, and I've lost friends not because of this, it's because of me pulling away. So that is what it does to us when, at that time, we didn't know as much as we know now, and people wasn't too accepting as it is now. So that's why I stand here, and I am very, very appreciative of this resolution. This gives me more motivation, more determination to keep on advocating for us and people with vitiligo. So, and I thank you again, Latonya, for this. And I thank you guys for even signing off on this as well. And Madam President, Mayor Wolfen, and all of the council, I really do appreciate this. And hopefully, one day we will get World Vitiligo Day here in the city of Birmingham. So, and I thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Mayor Wolfen.
And we will go ahead and offer unanimous consent for the resolution.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, now the resolution.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, thank you.
Thank you very much again, Ms. Tate, for bringing both of these presentations to our attention. At this time, Mr. Clerk, can we, would you read to us the items that are considered for consent?
Okay. 1 second here. The consent agenda starts on page 2 with items 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have those items on consent. Give me 1 second. Okay, you got it. Page 3, we have items 6, 7, 8, and 8, as well as 9, 10 and 11, not 9. 6, 7, 8, and 10 and 11 on page 3 on consent. Page 4, we have items 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 on consent. Page 5, item number 18 is on consent. Page 6, items 22, 23, and 24 are on consent. Page 7, we have items 25, 26, and 27 on consent. Please note that items 26 and 27 were recommended by Budget and Finance. Page 8, okay. Page 8, we're going to remove item 28 from consent. We'll deal with the corrections on that when we get to the item. Items 29 and 30 are on consent on page 8, items 29 and 30. Page 9, we have items 31, 32, and 34 on consent. Page 10, items 35, 36, and 37 are on consent. Page 11, we have items 38, 39, 40, and 41 on consent. Page 12, items 42, 43, 44, and 45 are on consent. Page 13, we have items 46, 47, 48, and 49 on consent. On page 14, we have item 52 on consent, but we're going to withdraw properties 318 and 319. That's on item number 52. We're going to withdraw from that item properties 318 and 319. And on page 34, item number 55 is on consent. And you should have also 3 addendum items in your packet.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Councilors, at this time, do you have any items that you'd like to add or remove from consent?
Madam President?
Yes, Mrs. Abbott.
Yes. On page 3, I would like to add item 9. And then on page 8, I would like to, I think we already removed 28 because we forgot to send it to committee. Then on page 9, 9, item 34, page 10, items 36 and 37.
1 second, Madam Councilor. Give me 1 second to get it off for you. You said 34? Remove 34?
Yes, remove
Okay.
34 from consent.
All right,
then on page 10, items 36 and 37, remove from consent.
Okay, 36 and 37.
Then on page 11, items 38 and 41, remove from consent.
Okay, 1 second. 36, 37, and you said 41.
41.
38 as well.
Yes, 38.
All right, got 41.
34, 36, 37, 38, and 41.
Got it.
Yes, Dr. Quinn?
Yes, on page, sorry, lost my place. On page 6, item 22, I'd like to remove that one from consent.
Item 22, thank you.
Yes.
Any others, Dr. Quinn? That's the only one? Councilors, any other items you'd like to add or remove? Councilor Pro Tem?
If there aren't any objections, can we add item 59 to consent?
That's one of our addendum items, number 59.
I had a question, but if the question could be answered, then I would be fine with it being on consent.
Take your question.
It's probably an easy question. How often do we secure loans by machinery and equipment and personal loan guarantees? I can't remember that happening before, but
I think Chief Moore is going to answer.
It is very rare. It's very rare.
yeah, I don't remember it ever being done before, and I thought it was a little bit on the unusual side since, if your business fails, everything gets sold for a nickel on the dollar. So I'm not sure we're getting anything for our guarantee or getting much. But I just wondered because I could not recall it having happened before. Thank you, Madam
I actually
President.
wouldn't mind keeping that off consent. So,
Okay, so we will not have that. We'll entertain the additional discussion by keeping that off consent. Thank you. And Mr. Mayor, administrative team, if you'll be prepared to answer any questions. Thank you. Any other items? All right, at this time, councilors will entertain a motion and a second for consideration of the consent agenda.
Councilor Williams and Council Pro Tem Smith.
Yes.
Okay. All right, voting should be open. All right, about.
Oh, wait a minute, let me read my statement.
Oh.
All items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member, the mayor, or a citizen interested in a public hearing so requests. If so, such items will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. All matters of permanent operation that's indicated with a P and asterisk will be read. All other matters will be announced by reading the item number only. All public hearings will be announced. And we have the second and the motion is second.
All right, voting should be open. You down?
Yes, yeah.
Can you get we'll get you together. Councilmember Clark, are you down? Your iPad? Okay. Let me see it real quick.
All right.
I think I have everybody in.
Thank you very much. Those items pass. We're going to vote. Go ahead, Mr. Mayor. I haven't announced the approval of the agenda. Did you have a question I want to ask? Okay, that's okay. Okay, councilors, thank you. The consent agenda passes. If you're here for any items that were listed as consent, they have been approved. We hope you have a great morning, and we'll continue with the rest of the agenda. Now, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
I was here for an item that was on consent, but I want to publicly say thank you. Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Council, for passing the budget.
Thank you very much. For transparency and for residents, the items, first few items, I think items 1 through 11, 1 through 18 were all a part of the proposed budget for fiscal year 23, and so the budget has passed. I do want to thank you, Mr. Mayor, your administrative team. I want to definitely thank the members of the council for the work that has been done, and thank you to our budget and finance chair for all the work that has been done to get us to this point today. So big thank you to everyone. Thank you. All right, thank you, councilors. Mr. Clerk, if we'll go with the first item.
Okay, kind of caught me off guard with the budget here. 19, I'm sorry. First item is 19. Let me see if I can, I can't pull the actual item. Yes, I can. Okay, item 19. An ordinance amending Title II General Government, Chapter 3, Municipal Organization, Section 1, City Departments and Offices to establish the Department of Capital Projects and the Department of Youth Services. Since it's an item of permanent operation, I need UC first to entertain it for passage today. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, now motion on the item, please.
Second.
All right, the item is before you.
All right, thank you. I apologize. All right, counselors, that's item 19, correct. At this time, we have discussion on the ordinance amending Title II, General Government, Chapter 3, Municipal Organization. Is there any discussion on this item, or do we have some information regarding this item? You were going to? All right. Do you have a presentation on this item?
No, it's
Yeah,
already
are there
been
any
presented, Madam
questions?
President.
Thank you. Any questions? Councilor Williams?
I just, since we're allowing these two departments to be created, my ask is from the administration to the council that specifically with the Department of Capital Projects, that is something we will get more frequent updates on. We've talked a lot about updates on our general fund and what we're seeing in the Blue Book versus what actually our employee counts are, and a lot of other things that deal with the general fund. But the truth is that a lot of the things that we care about are capital in nature, and so the council, with the Mayor Council Act, even after the revisions, is graciously allowing this department to be created. But can we please have some sort of consistent updates about? And we do get, obviously, the capital project book from Chaz, so I don't want him to act like I don't want to get his feelings hurt. He's sending it out. But actual updates on the projects would be appreciated, I think, by at least my office, but probably the whole council.
So,
Mr. Mayor,
so
yes.
Madam President, to your colleague, Councilor Hunter Williams' request, the City of Birmingham the administration wants to honor it. Shorthand, he's right. You all do get monthly. You get a monthly, whatever that is, around capital projects. But I think we can do something very similar on a quarterly basis if this pleases this body, related to a public update / verbal presentation, etc. No problem.
Yeah, and obviously the update that we get is just a list of the projects and status.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Councilor Abbott?
Well, one other thing, Mr. Mayor, while we're doing this, when a council member has a project, they put it forth and it finally gets in the book and it finally looks like someday, maybe while they're still alive, it'll get done. My problem is no one ever in this building has ever asked me as a council member, what did you have in mind when you said you wanted this project to be done? They take it, hire somebody to do it, and they never talk to the council member, which I find to be very peculiar. I mean, you see the design after it's finished, and if you ask to see or talk to the designer and you want somebody to talk to you, it's like they've been told not to. And this isn't directed at you because this has been going on for years. And I would just like, when a counselor has a project, somebody talk to them and say, what is it that you want? Because what has been happening is that someone in a department takes the project, they assume that they know what they're doing, and they hire somebody and they do this big design, and the council member is never consulted.
Madam.
So I would just like to add that request while we're talking about creating a new department, to actually talk to the council members.
Madam President.
Mr. Mayor?
To your colleagues' concern and request
the administration will like to honor that.
Thank you. Councilor Clark.
Yay.
Councilor Clark.
Thank you, Madam President. Mr. Mayor, not to really get on this bandwagon, but once upon a time when I administered capital projects for the city, we had a biweekly update. You know, that was mostly the operating areas coming together who touched the projects just to, you know, track the projects. But there was always a member of the City Council central staff in those updates. And so I think that helped to create a little bit more of a connection, someone kind of monitoring progress from, you know, back then it was from their side, but now it's from our side. So,
Madam President.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
To Mrs. Clark's comments, to Mrs. Abbott's comments, as well as to Mr. Williams, all your colleagues' comments, and I imagine the ones who didn't say anything. It seems like the consistency is, administration, please communicate more. Yes, ma'am. We'll do that.
Thank you. Thank you. And we're taking that under advisement as well as the frequency of that communication via either Budget and Finance or Committee of the Whole. And so we'll be working with the administrative team to ensure that we hold ourselves to the letter on having this. And so Committee of the Whole is what I'm hearing down here on this end. So we'll be sure to do that. Thank you. Councilor Pro Tem, did you have something?
No, I was just asking again for the quarterly reports, especially since we're at council meeting. So, like everybody said, operating capital, because a lot of times the Blue Book, it's not hard to read, but if you haven't gone through it or if you're a new counselor, it's hard to understand. And so, also, I would like to see, I don't think I've really seen this since I've been on the council. This isn't a negative thing. I think you and I have done this, a strategic planning with Mr. Wesley and his team, and to see our vision for this term. Because a lot of times we went out and talked to constituents and we campaigned, and maybe there's a project that's not on the books that we could start working on, even if it surpasses our administration. So that's really my true request right there, and continue to get updates for grants at Budget and Finance. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Pro Tem. And Mr. Mayor, that was something that we could work on. I know we have a retreat, opportunity for another retreat that we're past due. Councilors, I want you to know it's on us this time. So as far as planning and getting together, so perhaps that strategic planning could be a focus of one of our upcoming opportunities to meet together as a team. What do you think about that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. So, councilors, we do have item 19 before us. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? And am I clear on this? Am I ready for this, Mr. Clerk? Okay, thank you. So we have the vote is up, correct?
I don't know. Might have to swap your iPad out or something.
Naughty list or something.
What up, Councilmember Woods? It should be up. What is it?
Hey, well, if his ain't working, let me get his case.
All right, thank you. That item passes. Number 19 passes. Next item.
Which is item 20. Item 20, an ordinance amending section 12-10-82 of the General Code of the City of Birmingham to expand the boundaries of the Uptown Entertainment District to include protective stadium and certain portions of City Walk, BM. You see again if you want to pass today.
Motion for unanimous consent.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Move the item.
Second. All right.
All right, thank you, councilors. This is an ordinance that would be amending our code to expand the boundaries of the Uptown Entertainment District. Any questions? We're going from how many to how many, Mr. Moore or administrative team? My first question was we're going from what to what? And that's just for transparency. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Good
Mr.
morning.
Datcher.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Kelvin Datcher, Department of Community Development. This does not increase the number of entertainment districts. This just expands the actual district that was designated for the BJCC.
All right.
We do have 4 districts in the city.
Thank you. And I do want to make note that this was one of our legislative agenda items, so I want to thank our government affairs team and the counselors. This was one of the items that we had sought to have passed through the legislature, so we want to thank those members of the legislature that voted this in. Any questions or concerns about this item, counselors? Okay, did we have a motion the second we did?
Madam President,
yes,
do we
ma'am.
have a map?
That was a map. I believe that was.
I mean, I looked at the attachment to the council agenda and I found the paper part, but I didn't find any pictures. And I just wondered, I'm going to vote for this, but I would just like to see it.
All right, thank you, ma'am. I'm trying to look like we could be sure to get that.
Madam President,
If it's in there. Yes, sir.
Yes, we'll resend the map.
All right.
The more clear map.
Okay, good, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll call for the vote. Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
How would you like to vote, Councilmember Quinn?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, counselors. That item passes. Number 20 passes. Next item.
Item 21, an ordinance approving and authorizing the mayor to execute a redevelopment agreement with Freedom 1957 LLC, under which Freedom 1957 will undertake a project to repurpose the former McCoy Center Church building located at 700 and 738th Avenue West, Birmingham, and a vacant lot located at 619 8th Street West, Birmingham, for private and nonprofit office space and other venues. And the city has agreed to make the property available to Freedom 1957 at a use value of $600,000 in support of the project. Same situation you see to pass today.
Motion for unanimous consent.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Move the item.
Second.
All right, items before you.
All right, thank you. This item again is an ordinance approving and authorizing the mayor to execute a redevelopment agreement with Freedom 1957 LLC. I believe we have the project manager, but mayor's team, would you want to give us more information about this item?
Yes, ma'am. We're going to have Miss Janet Dalton from IEO come up.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Dother.
Good morning, councilors, and thank you again for seeing us. I actually have with me the developer, Ms. Danielle Hines. I believe she can give you all the information. This is on the McCoy Center and a vacant lot. We have the parking and everything on that. Ms. Hines is going to have more of a, not an incubator, but an accelerator to help small businesses. And she's also going to continue to let the adult daycare center remain there. She's going to work. She's already been working with them. So if you would support this item, we would so gladly appreciate it. I would like Danielle to come up and tell you a little bit more about our project.
Good morning, Ms. Hines.
Thank you so much. Boys Center, of course, is a cornerstone for entrepreneurship in the community. To date, we do currently own the Arthur Shores Law Center, which creates, and we've run out of space, and so we're going to use it as a place for entrepreneurs to grow, thrive, and then get back out into the community, thriving businesses that then have leaseholds.
Thank you very much. Councilors, do you have any questions for Ms. Hines or administration regarding this item? Councilor Clark.
I'm really excited. This is going to be in my district as soon as I wrestle it away from O'Quinn. But just wanted to, I just see this as creating a lot of opportunity as new enterprises establish business locations in this area of town. It might even create, hold some hope that maybe permanent, they can graduate out into permanent locations like along 3rd Avenue West and help us revitalize that corridor since they'll already be in the neighborhood. So I'm just really hopeful and excited about this venture for you and wishing you much success.
Thank you, thank you. And I'll speak briefly to that just so that everyone has some understanding. So what we do is we graduate in terms of the memberships that we offer for the entrepreneurs to move through, so that as they move through, they're not moving through faster than what they can afford. And we're helping them along the way with resource providers. So to answer your question, that is the ultimate goal. We do regular check-ins with our members. If we see, that their business is growing, we're like, hey, what's the next step? What can we do to help you? So yes, that is the goal, to have them to grow and to get out and become actual viable businesses in Birmingham.
Thank you very much. Any other comments or questions? Mr. Clerk, we're ready for the vote. Thank you, Ms. Hines.
Councilmember O'Quinn?
Yes.
Okay, Councilmember Abbott's up. Okay, that vote should be up.
All right, thank you very much. Item 21 passes. We want to thank you, Ms. Hines, for bringing this opportunity to not only District 8, but to the city of Birmingham. Thank you so much. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Item 22 on page 6. A resolution authorizing the mayor to accept an unconditional donation to the city of Birmingham from the state of Alabama Department of Transportation, and to execute any and all necessary documents and agreements with LDOT to install rail crossing safety devices at something's missing there. Grade crossings, dot number 728-003K on Brussels Avenue, dot number 728-030G on 15th Place Southwest, and dot number 728-03SC on 17th Street Southwest, with 90% of the funding for the construction of the project being contributed from Section 130 federal grant money managed by LDOT, and 10% for construction of the project being contributed by Norfolk Southern Railroad. No city money is required for the construction of the project. The city will take over ownership and the maintenance of devices following installation.
Move the item.
Second.
All right, councilors, this item is before us, and this is some installation of rail safety, crossing safety devices at these 3 locations. As has been stated, there's no city money is required. Any questions or comments regarding this item? And I know Dr. O'Quinn has one. Thank you.
So I actually don't have any questions about this item. I just wanted to take it off of consent because this has been an important issue. Just in the past month, there have been 2 lives lost at a couple of these crossings over in the western part of Birmingham. So I want to take a moment to just caution folks, especially in the western part of Birmingham, please respect the crossing safety measures that are in place. The most recent incident, the individual who lost their life went around 2 cars and the closed gates and entered into the intersection and lost their life. And you need to recognize that in that section of rail, some of the trains are traveling at up to 80 miles an hour. The outcome is uniformly that people that put themselves in that situation, it is often a fatality. So we're taking this step to improve the crossing safety measures and discourage people from putting themselves in that position. There are already safety measures there. We're taking it up a notch. But I did want to acknowledge that Norfolk Southern brought this to our attention. They have been at the center of pursuing this. They are providing the matching funds, so this is coming at no cost to the city of Birmingham. And I just want to thank Will Miller in particular and Elizabeth Lawler of Norfolk Southern for spearheading this initiative, and our folks in our Department of Transportation, in particular Colin Alexander, for elevating this. And again, to the public, please, please, please respect those crossings. Your life isn't worth the few seconds that you might gain from going around those crossings. So, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. O'Quinn. I really appreciate that. We do have other counselors who want to speak to this. Councilor Moore.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. I only have one quick question, and I thank you for giving that statement as well, Councilor O'Quinn. Wanted to know exactly what these safety devices look like, because I wasn't sure exactly, what would be different about these.
So in this particular case, it is a supplemental safety measure called Quick Curb. So it's a median divider that has plastic bollards that stick up from a rail that mounts to the asphalt, and something, I'm trying to think of something similar, a similar example. Well, it's similar to the candlesticks that we have at the entrance to the garage at City Hall, but more robust. So there's actually a curb that mounts to the center line, and then there's flexible plastic bollards that mount to that center line curb. So that's specifically what they'll be installing in this case, which creates more of a channel in the lane on either side of the crossing, which discourages people from going around the gate or vehicles that may be in front of them. So it's just another visual cue and a physical barrier to keep people from putting themselves in that dangerous position.
Thank you. Any other questions? Councilor Pro Tem.
I just really want to say thank you, Dr. O'Quinn. He is a phenomenal transportation chair because this really is in my district. And so we've been having a lot of problems with trains, but I think all over the city of Birmingham. And, Dr. Quinn never really toots his own horn, but he has been in talks with the railroad companies, I know at least a year, talking about the blockages and having this done. So I really appreciate this. I'm really excited to go back to the neighborhood and talk to him about this. And thank you. You explained that so well because I was honestly wondering what was the difference, like how can that stop people? So thank you so much, Dr. O'Quinn.
Thank you very much, and I would like to echo again accolades. And thank you, Dr. O'Quinn, for the leadership in this, and also for Norfolk Southern wanting to increase the safety of their crossings. But I do want to reiterate, we can put in all kinds of safety apparatus, but it's the individual that has to think twice when they make that decision to weave their way and go around that train. And I know the most recent fatalities that we've had, this is an Amtrak trains. And as they said, they go 80, 90 miles. So we're not talking about any of those trains that sit on the track and they're stopped. This is a train that is already moving. And so please, let's just be mindful of that. And with no further questions or comments, we'll call for the vote.
Dr. O'Quinn?
Yes.
Thank you. Councilor Moore?
Yes.
All right, thank you, councilors. And again, that item passes. Thank you very much. Next item.
Should be item 28. One second. Item 28 should be an ordinance substituted for the resolution, amending ordinance. I guess we will need to, how will we replace that? As for the number language on it. You understand what I'm saying? It has a resolution number that is associated to that we're amending. We're just going to strike that. Okay. An ordinance to adjust the salary ceiling, so we'll strike amending the resolution. To adjust the salary ceiling for the committee assistants and/or chiefs of staff as long as the aggregate compensation of the entire staff does not exceed $173,250 exclusive of any annual increases granted to all other City of Birmingham employees. At all times, each Birmingham City Councilor shall retain the sole and exclusive discretion to employ, terminate, and set each salary in a manner that is consistent with state and federal labor laws. And this has changed into an item of permanent operation. This is an ordinance, so I need UC to entertain it today.
I move for UC.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion on the item itself.
I'm opposed.
Councilor Williams, and second by?
So we had an opposition to the UC?
Oh, opposition to
Because we
UC.
forgot to send this to committee.
I'm sorry, I missed that. So we had one no, Councilor Abbott. Okay, well, this item will reappear next week.
All right, and councilors, this item would have to come back up if we're not going to entertain it, and there may be some negative impact on your staff, but we will, if we can't get the UC today, then we'll have to bring it back up. Thank you. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Give me 1 second. All right, so we're going to move to, looks like item 33. Nope. Yes. Should be on there, but it was placed on consent. It shouldn't have been. Item 33, a resolution appointing 2 members to the Industrial Development Board of the City of Birmingham for 6-year terms expiring April the 10th, 2028.
Give me a read it.
All right, councilors, I guess first if you'll go ahead, Councilor Williams as Chair of the Economic Development Committee.
Thank you, Madam President. At the last Economic Development Tourism Committee meeting, we have voted in bringing forth to the full council a reappointment of 2 members. One is Mr. Kirk Atkinson. Mr. Atkinson's term began on 10/12/16 and expires on April the 10th of 22. He serves on a special team that is currently researching opportunities of the IDB to be a funding source to help incentivize companies and projects interested in coming to Birmingham, and he was the only application that we received for this seat, so it is a reappointment suggestion. The other one is reappointing Mr. David Perry. Mr. Perry's term began on 10/12/16 and expires April the 10th expired April the 10th of this year. Mr. Perry is the current Vice Chairman of the board, and he also was the only applicant we received for that seat.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. Councilors, could we entertain a motion and a second for those appointments?
Second.
I got the second. Who was in the motion?
Me.
Thank you.
Councilor Clark. All right, any questions regarding these submissions? We're ready for the vote.
All right. Councilor Quinn?
Yes.
That vote should be up.
All right, thank you. We congratulate those 2 members that have been reappointed to the Industrial Development Board, and we thank you, Councilor Williams, for the work of your committee and these reappointments. Mr. Clerk, I did have a question regarding the item 28, and so there was just a question for some clarity.
Yes, ma'am.
The question has been, what is the date you said that we would have to take this up?
Oh, it will automatically reappear next council meeting.
So it does reappear next council meeting. All right, thank you very much. That was just a question had been presented to us. Thank you. Next item, please.
34. A resolution determining that the recreation, sports, entertainment, and tourism activities and events held July the 1st, 2022 through June the 30th, 2023 serves a public purpose pursuant to Section 11-4719 of the Code of Alabama, 1975, authorizes the provisions of in-kind services and expenditure of public funds in support of each activity or event in an amount not to exceed $10,000 in accordance with Section 3-1-7 of the General Code of the City of Birmingham.
Motion on the item.
Second.
All right, thank you. Mrs. Abbott, I believe you asked to pull this off consent.
Oh, I did. I just wanted to vote against it. I feel like we have so many problems in our city and things that need to be fixed, and partying through our money has never appealed to me, and I just wanted to be able to vote no.
Thank you, Mrs. Abbott. Any other conversation or questions about this item? Madam Pro Tem.
I don't want to think of this as partying because Councilor Wood's event, I think Jeff was saying this falls under this, help hundreds of student athletes that may not have been able to get that exposure and those stats to be able to go to college for free. I don't think that was the purpose of the item, so I don't want it to be perceived to the public that we're doing that. And maybe we need to put some more boundaries around it so we are not partying our money away. But I don't want the public to think this is going to be used for us to throw a party. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you very much. And I would like to echo, I know we each have a fiduciary responsibility to spend the funds that we are provided to us in our budget. And I would like to echo, I believe there was also another mention of an example of how these funds would be used. So I would like to be sure that members of the public do not misunderstand that this particular item is not all about partying. It's about offering opportunities for our residents. And so if there's no further discussion, we'll take up the vote.
Shouldn't do it with public money. That's the problem.
Councilor Quinn?
Yes.
Do we have one missing? Did I vote?
I'm just checking just to make sure now. Councilmember Abbott, are you? Okay. I just know I heard you over.
Yes, did I lose my mind? Of course. I'm still thinking that it says holiday season events, and I thought those were parties. But anyway.
Okay.
Thank you. That item passes. Thank you. Next item.
All right. Going to, looks like 36.
Yes.
All right. A resolution determining that during the months of November and December, November 1st, 2022 through December the 29th, 2022, holiday season events serve a public purpose and pursuant to Section 11-40-1 of the Code of Alabama 1975, authorizing the provision of in-kind services and the expenditure of public funds in support of each activity or event in an amount not to exceed $10,000 in accordance with Section 3-1-7 of the General Code of the City of Birmingham. Motion, please. Second. All right, item before you.
All right, thank you. Item 36 is before us, councilors, and I believe, Ms. Abbott, did you pull this one as well? Or?
I did.
Thank you, ma'am.
No comment.
All right, thank you. Councilors, any comments about these? I do want to be remindful that most of the councilors do entertain an opportunity during this type of event to provide different meals, different items for residents in need. And so this gives us an opportunity to create that as a public purpose to provide that help to our residents. At this time, if no questions, we'll entertain the vote.
1 second now. Which one we're on? 36, right? All right. Get us back on 36. And the motion for 36. All right. Voting should be open right about now. Councilor, remember real quick.
Yes.
Okay. Councilmember Abbott. All right, that vote should be up.
All right, thank you, councilors. Item 36 passes. Next item.
Item 37. A resolution determining that the Birmingham City Council's Keep Birmingham Beautiful beautification activities and events within Council Districts 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 held on a recurring basis, July the 1st, 2022 through June the 30th, 2023, serve a public purpose and pursuant to Section 11-40-1 and 38-2-9 of the Codes of Alabama 1975, and authorizing the provision of in-kind services and the expenditure of public funds in support of each activity or event in an amount not to exceed $10,000 in accordance with Section 3-1-7 of the General Code of the City of Birmingham. Motion, please.
Second.
All right, item before you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Abbott pulled the item. I was going to go to her first. And then.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, are these our neighborhood cleanups? And what kind of in-kind services are we providing?
I guess those
In
of
fact,
us
what are we spending money on?
Those of us who have these on a regular basis, Councilor Pro Tem, did you want to answer
it's
that?
for, which we really need. Can we get better pickers? So that's what this is for. I don't know if you've had a cleanup lately. I know majority of us, they're actually horrible. I think I've broken one by accident. But vests, so supplies, anything that we need for the cleanups to help recycling bins, so anything that we need for our community.
Okay, so our cleanups, we used to get all of our supplies and stuff from KBBC. Is that over?
No, we still do. This is just to help them out if they need some more financial support to get better pickers or et cetera.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions regarding this item? Thank you. We are ready for the vote.
Councilmember O'Quinn.
Yes.
That vote should be up.
Thank you very much. That item passes. Next item.
The item 41, a
Was
resolution.
38 pulled off consent?
38 was pulled off.
1 second. Let me go back and find it. All right, item 38. A resolution approving change order number 1 to the contract with Dunn Construction Company Incorporated in an amount of $699,000, increasing the original unit price bid to the maximum of $7,689,665 for a citywide resurfacing 2021 for the installation and redesign of the culvert, and authorizing the mayor to modify the contract in substantially the form contained within the bid documents in accordance with said change order. Motion. All right, item number 40.
All right, thank you. The item is before us, and again, this was a resolution approving a change order. And Ms. Abbott, did you pull this one as well?
I did.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, this is a change order to our citywide resurfacing contract, and it says it's for the installation and redesign of the culvert. Does the city just have one culvert?
Madam President.
Chief, thank you.
So I believe that the actual origination of the item is just due to a discrepancy in the change order. And that's why we have it before the council, because it was just something wrong with the bid documents. But according to capital project, I think that language for the culvert needs to be taken out. It's an error in the resolution. It should only just be for street resurfacing and not for a culvert.
Take culvert out.
We'll
Yes,
take
sir.
culvert out.
So it's not, this $700,000 is not for installation and redesign of any culvert.
No, ma'am. The change order is necessary due to a discrepancy in the bid documents. The quantity of the individual work has to be adjusted to match the quantity of the work to be performed. The culvert should not be in there.
Well, it certainly was confusing. So thank you for that explanation. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mrs. Abbott. Any other questions regarding this? Everyone clear on how this is being rewritten? Thank you.
So on this specific contract, has this construction started yet?
Yes, the change order is just to make the corrections to the bid document.
Okay, so this is the last set that's going
that is
out,
correct.
not
Yes,
the.
This is already been approved by the council.
Yeah, that's okay, but not the 15 million.
No, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much, and thanks for the clarity on that as well, for bringing up the question, because there were questions regarding, did this start our 15 million? I know I just have to say that bids are already being taken for some of the work that's being done in District 7 on Jefferson Avenue. You saw that. It's 10 blocks, so thank you very much.
Wow.
But thank you. All right, councilors, are we ready for the vote? Thank you, Ms. Abbott, for getting that. Yes, sir.
Madam
Mr. Clerk.
President, Chief,
strike
Yes.
and redesign of the culvert.
Okay, so just strike that and the resolution as well.
Well, and yes, sir. We'll get it corrected for the installation and redesign of the culvert.
And before we bring up the vote, Councilor Clark, yes.
Shouldn't for the installation
Yes.
also be stricken?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilor Clark.
So we're taking out that entire for the installation and design of the culvert.
We'll get a new resolution.
All right.
So
Thank you. We ready for the vote then,
Okay, one
Mr.
second,
Clerk?
wait,
Thank you.
you're not going to see it on the synopsis. No. Clark, you're not going to see it on the synopsis. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. That's all. Councilmember O'Quinn.
Yes.
All right. Councilmember Abbott.
All right, thank you, councilors. That item passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
All right, now we're going to 41.
Yes, sir.
A resolution accepting and approving the bid of Southern Nameplate and Graphics Incorporated, Bessemer, Alabama, for customized T-shirts as needed at unit prices on file at the Office of the Purchasing Agent for a period of 1 year, guaranteed with the option of renewal, contingent upon council approval for the Human Resources Department, this being the lowest, most responsive bid submitted meeting specifications. Motion.
Second.
All right, the item is before you.
All right, councilors, this item is before us, and Ms. Abbott.
Me again. I should have asked this last time this came up, but who are these T-shirts for? Are they giving them out to employees, or are they keeping them within their department and all wearing a Human Resources T-shirt, or?
Madam President.
Chief and Chief.
Yes. These T-shirts are for employees that will be working at certain venues during the World Games to identify them as city workers.
Okay, so the World Games doesn't give out T-shirts to the volunteers?
To their volunteers. So this is for to identify city workers that are volunteering at city events, venues.
Okay, so they're for all the city workers, not just HR city workers that are volunteering?
HR is the one that's procuring them as a department, that's assigning the individuals to the different venues.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any other questions regarding this item?
You know, one thing that I would like to say about this, you know, if we would just write these explanations where they answer the questions, then some council member would not be pulling them off. It's just not that hard. Or it doesn't seem like it should be that difficult. And maybe we're tired of writing the World Games on everything, but you know, if it's for the World Games, we should say so.
Thank you, Ms. Abbott. I believe administration is noting that. Thank you all. All right. We're ready for the vote.
I saw the Joint Chiefs of Staff over there rolling their eyes, and so, you know, you have to remember, y'all, I can see you over here. Like, what is wrong with this person?
Oh, you've given me a new terminology. Oh, thank you, the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Councilmember O'Quinn.
Yes.
Councilmember, okay, got it. That motion.
We've got to get a meme for that one.
Maybe they can get a T-shirt.
Yeah. Or how about a baseball cap? You remember Kincaid and his mayor cap? Well, they could have Joint Chiefs of Staff caps.
All right.
Thank you very much. We're ready for the vote. Did we vote?
It's unanimous.
Okay, it was unanimous.
It disappeared.
Okay. That item passes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We needed levity.
We did. We did.
All right. Item 50. A resolution setting a public hearing August the 16th, 2022 to consider a proposal to amend the Arlington West End Urban Renewal and Redevelopment Plan to include an expansion of the plan's redevelopment boundary area. And again, this is just setting a public hearing, so all the information will be available at that time. Motion, please.
I move approval.
Second.
All right, councilors, this is just setting a public hearing for August 16th. And again, any questions we have at that time, we'll entertain as a part of the public hearing. Mr. Clerk, we're ready for the vote.
Voting should be open. Councilmember O'Quinn?
Yes.
All right, that vote should be open.
All right, thank you very much. We've set that public hearing for August 16th. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
51, a resolution setting a public hearing August the 16th, 2022 to consider a proposal to amend the downtown West urban renewal and redevelopment plan. Same situation here. Motion, please.
I move approval.
Second.
All right.
All right, councilors, this item is a resolution setting that public hearing for August 16th. Any questions regarding that date? We're ready for the vote. Thank you.
Councilmember O'Quinn.
Yes.
All right, thank you, councilors. We've set that hearing for August 16th. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Let's see, got item 53, receiving the emergency repair notice from the purchasing agent relative to HVAC repairs for fire station number 18. And item 54, receiving the emergency repair notice from the purchasing agent relative to roof repair at Birmingham Police Department headquarters. And item number 55 was on consent. Delete that. Go on to item number 56. Receiving the emergency purchase notice from the purchasing agent relative to the emergency drain pan at the Boutwell Auditorium. And next we have item 57, addendum item. A resolution relative to the application of Volume Services Incorporated for a special retail liquor license 150 to be used at City Walk BHM, the World Games events, July the 7th through the 17th, 2022 at the outdoor delineated areas from 19th Street North to 25th Street North, blocks D, E, F, and G, Birmingham, the hearing of all interested parties. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second. All right, thank you, councilors. I'm going to turn this portion of the meeting over to our Public Safety Chair. This is just a resolution relative to the application of this particular special retail license. This is a public hearing.
Thank you, Madam President. It's just a resolution offering a special retail license to the City Walk Birmingham, the World Games event that's going to be located at 19th Street North, 25th Street North, blocks D, E, F, and G. And if anybody's here to speak against or for this item, can you come forward, please?
Thank you, Councilor Tate. At this time, councilors, any questions regarding this item? Councilor Quinn.
So this is just exclusively for those dates?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just curious about
moving forward
beyond, you know.
It's only for those dates.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. All right, thank you. At this time, then we'll entertain the item.
Councilmember O'Quinn.
Yes.
Councilors Moore and Tate.
Let's want to vote on the way.
It went out. Councilmember Tate. Okay, thank you. That vote should be up.
All right, thank you. That item passes, and we thank you for passing that resolution relative to that application. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Item 58, addendum item, a resolution relative to the application of the Birmingham Urban League Incorporated for a special retail liquor license 150 to be used at Civil Rights District Marketplace, July the 7th through the 17th, 2022, at the corner of 16th Street and 15th Avenue North, Kelly Ingram Park, Birmingham, the hearing of all interested parties.
Motion.
Second.
Item 40.
All right, thank you, councilors. This is a resolution relative to the application of a special retail liquor license. Councilor Tate, did you want to conduct this?
It's the same thing, a resolution giving the Birmingham Urban League a special retail liquor license to be used in the Civil Rights District Marketplace during the World Games, July the 7th through the 17th, 2022, and not beyond that. The corner of 16th Street and 5th Avenue, North Kelly Ingram Park. And I think we have Mr. Barnes in the audience if he wants to speak to that item.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes.
Good morning. Madam President, Madam Pro Tem, councilors. So this is a marketplace secondary to the primary World Games. You may not be aware that the World Games marketplace capacity, there was a certain amount or fee that was attached to participating in that particular marketplace. So the idea is that the secondary market will be in the civil rights district that will allow additional small businesses not to be locked out of the economic boom that we and so this is in partnership with MasterCard. The Urban League received $500,000 to support small businesses throughout the Birmingham community in partnership with Birmingham Resource Center, which is also a partner of MasterCard. And so the idea is to give many of the small businesses that otherwise would not be able to participate in the World Games an opportunity.
Thank you. Councilors, any questions regarding the item? Councilor Clark.
Okay. I just wanted to note that they did come before the park board and get authorization to serve alcohol in the park.
Thank you. Councilor Moore.
Yeah, and I just had a quick question. Special retail liquor license, is that just, giving them the ability to have during this time to utilize it? Got you. Or sell?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Councilor Abbott.
So, yes, thank you, Madam President. Is this just people setting up tents and selling their stuff?
It's an actual marketplace, so we'll have security and blocked off. There'll be areas that will be blocked off. There's a stage. It's a full festival field, if you will, rights district throughout those dates. We'll set up around the 7th, and it will continue to be all the way through the program. So we're only operating on both weekends, so the 8th, 9th, and 10th, and then the 15th and 16th of the following week in terms of actual operations of. Yes, there will be vendors that will be set up to be able to sell the products as we have visitors coming down to the district. There'll be an opportunity for those vendors to.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And councilors, I do want to remind you, if we remember maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, we did have an entrepreneur or a business owner that wanted to remind us of really seeking our support for these type vendors. And so I want to thank you, Mr. Barnes, and the Urban League and the Birmingham Resource Center for taking advantage of this opportunity from MasterCard to give these vendors this venue or this opportunity to be a part of the World Games and to be a part of the economic impact that this may bring to us as well. Thank you. Thank you all. Councilors, are we ready for the vote? Thank you, Mr. Barnes, so much. We're ready for the vote.
All right. Councilors Moore and Quinn.
Yes.
All right, councilors, thank you. That item 58 passes, and the Birmingham Urban League will receive that special liquor license for the dates that are listed. Next item, Mr.
Item
Clerk.
59. Addendum item, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a loan agreement with Roderick Conwell, Uptown Entertainment LLC, doing business as Uptown Jazz Lounge, located at 2250 Suite B, 9th Avenue, North Birmingham, Alabama, 35203 for a community development block grant, small business loan in the amount of $157,652.28 for a term of 10 years to provide financing for machinery and equipment and related soft costs. The loan is secured by machinery and equipment and a personal loan guarantee.
Thank you, councilors. Motion on the item.
Second. Motion.
Councilors Clark and Pro Tem. Thank you. I see we have Mr. Stallworth and I believe we call her Dr. KT, Dr. Thomas. But if you all will bring us more information about this item, thank you.
My name is Corey Stallworth. I serve as Senior Deputy Director of the Community Department. Also, failed to mention it, but in fact, and the resolution before you is to request a loan in the amount of $157,652.28 by our CDBG funds from our Small Business Loan Program to the newly formed business named Uptown Jazz Lounge. The Uptown Jazz Lounge is located at 2250 9th Avenue North, which is directly across from City Walk, up underneath the I-20, I-59 interstate. Uptown Jazz Lounge is a minority-owned business with Mr. Roderick Cornwell as its managing member, who's here today with me. This lounge will be one of the first music entertainment venues near the BJCC, and the funds will be used to support furnishings, inventory, as well as any equipment that goes with the business. The loan will have an interest rate of 5% over 10 years, and that interest that is developed from the loan will be recycled back into community development small business loan programs so we can make these loans available to others in the future. The loan will not only require a lien on the furnishings and equipment, also it will be backed by a personal guarantee. The total development cost for this jazz lounge is approximately $500,000. Our funds of a little bit over $157,000 will cover about 35% of the total development cost. Also, with this loan being a CDBG loan, it does require that the business create a job, a full-time employment job, and with the amount that he is allocated or the business is allocated, required jobs are 4 full-time jobs, in addition to the other jobs that he already has planned. So that's just a small overview.
All right, thank you very much. Councilors, do you have any questions regarding this item? I know it was presented to us yesterday. Councilor Williams.
Thank you. We don't have any supporting documents for this. What are the actual items that the loan is going to finance and the dollar amounts?
I have a list of items that we can get a copy and pass out. It's quite a bit of them, but most of them consist of light fixtures, bar equipment, as well as furnishings like love seats, chairs, a piano, bar stool, some free equipment, glass rack storage, bar refrigerator, beer dispenser, and glass washer.
Okay, and what is the reason that this did not come to economic development?
I think in the past, traditionally, community development has taken finance. Not our first time approving one of these loans, but in the future, we do want to be more in sync with IEO, and so if we need to bring this through
Yes.
Mr. Counselor, I do want to reiterate what he said. I spoke to the new leadership team. As you know, community development has a new leadership team, and we spoke about their CDBG funds and their loan funds and how, from a process standpoint, what's been going on. They've been tasked to do a lot of things. One of them is clean up, to see where all monies are. That's one. Two, more coordinated effort with IEO, an economic development team. From that standpoint, we do believe that that allow us to honor the actual committee process better based on, although the loan fund and the money's coming from community development, and the usual process they've done was only going to B&F, more coordination with the IEL team. I don't think there's a problem at all also coming before economic development. It just hasn't been presented that way in the past, but with the new leadership team up there, I think they're not only willing to do that, but they want to do that.
Okay. Well, I would like to see these kind of things come as not an addendum, and to have supporting documentation so we can read them, because all we have is a 6-line paragraph about a loan that we're giving out, and we as the council haven't had an opportunity to even read
Counselor,
what's going
yesterday we were given the full package, and if you remember, we had to return that because certain personal information regarding Mr. Cornwell was included in the packet, so it was provided to us yesterday, but we did take it back up to respect his privacy. So I know that the...
Okay, well, handing it and then taking it back means I can't read it.
I understand that. I just want to be fair to administration that they did provide the information for us to take with us yesterday, but we had to pull it back. So I'm in agreement with you. We want to get the information on time.
So it wasn't provided then?
It was given to us, but we had to give it back.
It was loaned. It was a loan.
Okay. But you can look at it, but you can't read it. I got it.
You had time to read it if you wanted to keep it, but we did take it back from you. So I understand where you're going.
So anyway, I guess it opened my eyes to, I don't know how many loans that we have where we are actually, it made more questions about how many loans we're giving that we're actually giving CDBG loans to people to get personal property or improvements instead of actual other things. And then I also wanted to know, do these applicants go through traditional means of securing loans, or is this like a first application comes to the city? How does that work?
Yeah, so on an annual basis, community development allocates about loans are made available to small businesses that may not always be able to get traditional financing, and so that's our loan program. There are some that do have financing through banks.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Counselor.
This is the packet that was given that we're supposed
That
to
we
read
took
in
back. We
5
took it
minutes.
back. We did. Thank you. Point taken, Counselor.
We're good. Thank you.
Thank you. Counselor Quinn?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, that by my recollection over the past 4.5 years, I can only recall, maybe a handful of these coming before the council. So, there's not a teller down the hall with a window where you go to process your loans. These, I would say, I would think it's safe to say that there's been less than a dozen of these that have been put forward in the last 4.5 years. So, just wanted to state that for the record.
Madam President?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Colleague's point, I believe the last one was 2019, Hensley Seafood.
Thank you. Any other comments? Counselor Abbott?
Yeah, since we don't usually do loans that are secured by machinery and equipment and personal loan guarantees, how much of the loan is being secured by machinery and equipment, and how much of it is personal loan guarantees? And don't we usually require an irrevocable letter of credit from a bank?
No, so this program does not require that letter, and so there would be a lien on all of the furnishings, and the furnishings, as well as the personal guarantee will as well. Second measure to make sure that.
Okay, so this would be the machinery and equipment when it's bought new, the value of it, or when it?
It's when the equipment is bought new, so an invoice is submitted to us with the cost for each item. And so that will be included. We also have to go through a closing process on this loan that will take place at a later. All of those items will be included.
But if we get them back, they're not worth what they were purchased for.
Yes, ma'am, Counselor, and you will see many more of these loan applications. We're going to get a lot more aggressive in how we leverage CDBG in partnership with IEO. As the mayor mentioned, there'll probably be a lower cap, so we get more dollars at the door to more businesses. But the purpose of these dollars, these CDBG dollars that come from HUD, are for small and minority businesses, particularly who have trouble accessing traditional loans. So these tend to be a little bit more, quote unquote, risky, because that's why HUD creates the programs, because because we know that traditional banks have not always treated smaller minority businesses in a fair way. So we're going to be a lot more aggressive, particularly in the targeted commercial districts with minority and smaller minority businesses, getting these dollars out the door. We will be doing a closing process. We do a credit check and those kinds of things to ensure that that person has that kind of history. We also have worked very closely to ensure that their business plan is tight and very likely to succeed. We are going to be, we will vet these very closely, but we will be much more aggressive in deploying these dollars for smaller minority businesses across the city, because we know that banks have traditionally not been as friendly to those businesses.
Well, that brings one more question to mind. Heaven forbid that it should happen, but if we lose the money, do we have to pay it back since it's federal money, or CDBG just gives us a buy?
No, ma'am. As long as we go through a process and we can verify that we vetted them, we worked with them, and ensure that they were credit worthy and hit some areas, they will be. That's the purpose of the program. They understand that some of that money will not come back, but that is why that program is set up by the federal government.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Clark.
Okay, thank you, Madam President. And Councilor Abbott asked some of my question. So I know you all administer different programs from HUD, and I know, like the 108, for instance, if someone defaults, we have to pay it back out of our entitlement funds. The CDBG has a special program that's allowing us to do this and put those funds at risk without having to repay them in cases of default if we were diligent enough on the front end. I can prove that we were very diligent in vetting. Okay, and I just wanted to ask, is there bank financing involved in this startup? Is there? Okay.
Partner for Uptown Entertainment. Ask you a question, Councilor Clark.
Okay.
Partner and I have participated.
Okay, and so most of it's the owner equity plus this financing, because it's very hard to get bank financing for a restaurant or lounge type startup. So I just want to commend you all for putting your own money at risk, and I think, you got a lot of skin in the game, so that gives me some comfort. And I'm also a big jazz fan, so the only thing this is my request, it has nothing to do with this, but when you operate a jazz venue and then during the break you play pop music, that just kind of turns me off. But just
I can tell you this, as you said, that I'm forward to seeing you there really so.
Okay.
Rest assured, we will make sure we stay true to our name.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And good luck with your venture.
Thank you. Councilor Woods.
Thank you, Madam President. So on these funds that once they're being repaid, I know typically those dollars have to be spent in a certain time window. As we recoup those funds, that basically just kind of removes those constraints and just allows that fund to grow over time.
Yeah, so they go back into our larger CDBG portfolio, that account, and so in our CDBG funds, we do have a time limit requirement where we have to spend so much of it annually around May. And so it really goes back into our larger fund, and we have to meet our time limits requirement. So there's no specific requirement on funding that's recycled back in.
All right, so I guess, like, say if it's $250 this fiscal year, or we receive that, and we can loan that out, just say over time we recoup that $250. Do we continue to get an additional $250,000 that can be loaned out each year? So does that, after 4 years, is it possible to have $1 million loaned out?
Yes, sir. So that's a part of what we bring to the council every year with our action plan, where we try to divide up on how we want to spend this CDBG Every year, we present to the council about 250,000, but that probably will grow in the years to come as we're trying to make this program more robust and be able to serve more business.
Okay.
There's not a particular cap on what we can allocate to small business loan program in its entirety. There is a cap per business of.
Are those dollars tracked separately? Are those dollars tracked separately?
Yes, sir. And so there's reporting that has to be done on a monthly basis. Okay. And so we will be in contact with the Jazz Lounge because they actually have to produce data on how their business is performing, as well as they have to make payments, and we also have to report data.
Thank you.
Councilor Williams.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to thank you guys, but also especially Mr. Datcher on that explanation, that explaining how those CDBG dollars are used to create something that is not risking the city taxpayers having to be on hook for it changes a lot, and it sounds like it is something extremely beneficial, and that's why it's nice to have it explained. Thank you, Mr. Datcher.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Clark.
Thank you, Madam President. Something Mr. Stallworth said raised another question. So you mentioned that you present the action plan to the council. Have you presented the details of this loan program so that or is it higher level when you present it to us and then, okay. Is it possible for us to see the program, since we might have more deal flow from this, just to understand the parameters of the loan program? That's public, knowledge. That's something. So we could just go get it from your website or something. Okay.
It's on the website now, but that's a part of our process of marketing this program. Have those guidelines as well as more about the application.
Okay. I think that would be helpful since we'll see more of these, just to kind of know.
Madam President, very quickly,
Mayor.
very quickly, to your colleagues' question and just to add to what Mr. Stallworth has said, we'll just package it for you and get it to you.
Thank you.
Get it to you in a package.
Thank you very much. And I do want to note that we do have a new director of that department. So we're seeing some of the communication and the information that's being shared. I know that it's Dr. Thomas's plan to ensure that we have more information. Dr. Thomas, did you just want to?
Yes, thank you. I just want to add that this, along with other programs like our facade improvement, we're working on a down payment assistance program. We're working on expanding the resources that we already have. A lot of them we haven't been pushing out the door as much as I would like, and so in the future you will be seeing a lot more of these programs come before you as we're trying to make sure we're getting as many opportunities out to our residents as possible. As you're patient with us, as we're kind of figuring out what our resources are and how to best put those out to our residents.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions, Dr. O'Quinn?
Yeah, it's a quick question, simple question. How much money is there available to be loaned out for these types of purposes? What is the loan fund balance at this time?
Right now, we have about $500,000 that we have allocated to this program. But as I stated before, when we come back before the council with our action plan, we'll be able to allocate more funds.
So as he mentioned earlier, all of this falls under our larger CDBG programming, and we're able to have flexibility about how much we allocate to each of these programs. And so as we see these programs picking up, as we see people interested in applying for them and taking them up, we can expand that in the future. And so first, we're kind of seeing what the appetite is for some of these programs to then think about in 2024, how do we want to expand each of them a little bit more.
Right. Okay, great. And just for my colleagues, Cornell Wesley has also established a revolving loan fund that's completely separate and different but that's being funded by the sale of city property. So that's just another tool in our toolbox that I want to make sure you guys are aware of.
Council, we're working with IEO to really figure out how we're aligning across these programs a little bit more, something else we haven't been doing in the past. And so we really want to coordinate better on these loan programs that should be in collaboration with IEO as they're about small business and economic opportunity.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all the information you've shared with us. Councilors, do you have any other questions regarding this item? All right, we're ready for the vote. Thank you all.
Councilmember Quinn and Moore.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you have your out there, baby. We'll figure it out.
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, councilors. We appreciate that vote. We do thank both of those departments, and Mr. Conwell, we wish you much success with that new venture. And councilors, as we take up these type items, we know we're treading in new waters as far as making these opportunities for minorities, entrepreneurs. So I'd like to see some of the same commitment and the way that we react when other businesses and possible entrepreneurs come in. I'd like to see that we also give these type entrepreneurs and minorities, business owners, the same respect that we give to others when we go through and look over their paperwork and scrutinize their projects. Thank you very much. Next item.
Should be old and new business.
All right, thank you very much. Councilors, at this time, we'll give you opportunity to bring updates from each of your districts. Councilor Clark, are you prepared to start us out?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. So we're fast approaching the halfway mark of 2022 with the world coming to help us kick off the second half. So everybody gear up for some unprecedented excitement ahead. This evening, speaking of excitement, this evening the Bush Hills Neighborhood Association will have its monthly meeting. And the guest speaker this evening is going to be West Precinct Commander Mitchell. And if you'd like information to access the Zoom, actually you could go to bushhills.org to get the Zoom link for the 6:30 meeting, or you can call our office at 254-2304 to get the dial-in information. Also, the First Baptist Church Inslee, under the leadership of Reverend Tyree Anderson, invites you to save the date, Saturday, July 30th, 2022, from 11 to 3. They're going to have their first community block party, and the location for this event is the area around the 1500 block of 19th Street, Inslee. So it's not immediate. It's a few weeks off after the World Games, so save the date for Saturday, July 30th. Also, save the date Saturday, August 13th for the 5 Points West Community Fun Day at the Crossplex. This event was rescheduled from earlier this month, so we're gearing up to have a really big time in August. Also, please be safe and have an enjoyable long holiday weekend this weekend, and the world is almost here, y'all.
Thank you, Councilor Clark. Councilor Moore.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. So we do not have any neighborhood association meetings taking place this week. However, we do have a panic meeting taking place, right? People Against Neighborhood Industrial Contamination. So Brother Charlie Powell, who came down and spoke with us, they will be having their meeting this Thursday, June 30th at 6 p.m. at St. Paul Baptist Church. That address is 4699 Cheek Road, Birmingham, Alabama 35207. And if you would like to call them to get more information, please call 205-266-1987. Let me see. So I moved in Woodlawn, what was that, 2012? And I remember when I moved in, we had to have some roof work done because we had a water leak. the guy that climbed on top of the roof, he looked down at me and he was like, "Hey man, I want to let you know, man, you got you a Woodlawn signature up here." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm thinking, this must be something that I can get some money for, right? And he climbs down off of the roof and brings me a bullet shell. Right? Brings me a bullet. And he like, "Yeah, here go your Woodlawn signature." Recently, I've been getting a lot of phone calls because there have been a lot of fireworks going off, a lot of gunshots taking place, people just firing in the air. And I don't think we really think about the repercussions of that. People are out just celebrating. And I know that we're coming up on 4th of July, and that's something that, is traditionally done during that time. I'm encouraging people, please, 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 go to areas that are designated for that type of activity. Gun ranges, go to those places as opposed to being inside of your neighborhoods firing in the air, because those bullets do have to come down and they have to land somewhere. So just wanted to encourage, residents to take advantage of those spaces. In lighter news, on 4th of July, we will actually be celebrating Dr. A.G. Gaston's birthday. So just want to encourage y'all to, I know we made mention of him today with the mayor and the motel being renovated. I just want to encourage you all to celebrate his birthday on July 4th. And those are the District 4 announcements.
Thank you, Councilor Moore. Councilor Abbott.
Thank you, Madam President. It is exciting that the A.G. Gaston is finally going to be finished. We talked about it like the first week I was on the council a very long time ago, and the fact that 20 years later we're finally going to go to a ribbon cutting is exciting. There are a mere 9 days left before the World Games begin on Friday, July the 7th. I encourage people to check those maps on our website to find out which streets are going to be closed. They're putting the signs up now that say that the streets are going to be closed. So you're getting a warning, but it's good to have your routes, your alternate routes figured out ahead of time. The next neighborhood association in District 3 is tonight, June 28th. The Redmont Neighborhood Association is having their meeting at 5:30 via conference call. And I just wish everyone a safe 4th of July. I would like to have no gunfire too, because I too have found bullets on my roof and in my gutters, and it doesn't make you feel very happy or safe. So I just be very excited if everybody will come out and watch the fireworks at Vulcan and not get your guns, and especially the automatic weapons that sound so horrible when you hear them. So thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mrs. Abbott. Dr. O'Quinn.
Thank you. Appreciate the reminder about Fire on the Mountain. I guess this will be the first year that we have the new public space on 21st Street Bridge, so that'll be a prime viewing location. Perfect place for a street party while watching the fireworks. Anyway, where am I? Fountain Heights Neighborhood Association has their monthly meeting scheduled tonight. You can check their Facebook page for call-in information or call my office to get that. Crestwood North also meets tonight. And later this afternoon, I am going to be participating in the official ribbon cutting for the Rotary Plaza, the new Rotary Plaza on the Hugh Call Trail over in the Avondale neighborhood. Really want to thank the Sunrise Rotary Club for their investment in that public space. I'm certain that is the most beautiful, inviting that space has been since 1871. So taking a formerly forgotten industrial corridor and making it into a beautiful space for people to gather and recreate in. So really looking forward to that. Also want to give a shout out for Michael's Restaurant. They are going to be reopening the boxcar at Railroad Park on Friday, and they're going to that's going to start at noon on Friday. I doubt I'm personally going to be able to be there, but I encourage you all to patronize the boxcar. I think it's been a minute since they've been able to provide, concessions there. They've got a great menu, and Michael's is, near and dear to our heart here in the city of Birmingham. Their main restaurant is located in the same building as the Negro Southern League Museum, and one of our disadvantaged business entities that we definitely want to see succeed in the city of Birmingham. And happy Independence Day. That concludes my announcements. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. O'Quinn. Councilor Woods.
Thank you, Madam President. I don't have a lot, just the Magic City Showcase kind of review. So we did have a really good event out Saturday. It was really good to see the kids come out and compete. So I like putting it on. Like I said, the biggest concern of mine is just making sure they all get out there healthy. And so for the second year, we got them all in and out healthy. But like really impressed with just the talent level that comes out, and I really enjoy doing it. And also, like I said, think back to when I was working on trying to get us on virtual announcements, and so didn't get that done, but I did get the videos moved to after the meeting, and so I'll continue that and play the video after. So.
Thank you, Councilor Woods. Councilor Tate.
Thank you, Madam President. Happy 4th of July. Have a safe weekend. This weekend, we do have like 2 quick announcements. Dolomite neighborhood will meet tonight at 6 p.m. via conference call. The dial-in number is 602-580-9525. Access code is 3789426. Councilor O'Quinn had the pleasure letting everyone know about the Fountain Heights neighborhood meeting. There are no further meetings until after the World Games. The next public safety meeting will be Tuesday, July 26th at 1. You can submit your agenda items to Brandon McCray no later than Thursday, July the 21st at 1 p.m. The Shower of Love would like people to be their guests for free showers Wednesday, June the 29th through Friday, July the 1st from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at 601 19th Street, Inslee. There will be giving toiletries and towels will be provided. And that's all I have, Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Tate. Councilor Williams.
Thank you, Wardine. I would just like to congratulate the Birmingham Stallions on a near-perfect inaugural season. As the mayor mentioned earlier, they'll be playing the Philadelphia Stars at the USFL Championship in Canton, Ohio, which will be on Fox July the 3rd, this Sunday. I also have a happy Independence Day, and as everyone has alluded to, celebratory gunfire is illegal in Birmingham, and it's not only a nuisance, it's dangerous for your neighbors, even though it's fun to just pop off a few rounds on your back porch. So please don't do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam President. Happy Independence Day, might as well say that. Next Budget and Finance meeting is Monday, July 25th at 3:30. Submissions are due Wednesday, July 20th by noon. This Thursday at 5:30 p.m. at Memorial Park, Brenda Brown Bosom Buddies, we will have our health forum. I know Madam President had hers a couple of months ago and looked like she had a good turnout, so I'm wishing for the same. The District 6 Farmers Market for next month is at West End Library on Saturday, July 16th at 1:30 to 3:30. This is in partnership with Cahaba Medical and West End Library. I would like to say this. I know a lot of things have been going on in the country this year, but I just want to tell people just have hope, and for us to be kind to each other, regardless of our religious belief, our personal beliefs. especially in the time where we've seen an uptick in violence right now. So I really would ask the adults for this holiday weekend, please check yourselves, because a lot of times we have seen as the council, a lot of these murders are two adults that can't resolve their conflict, and as a result, sometimes the children is in the line of fire and they lose their life. There's only so much we can do as a council. We can't show up to every household, which is hundreds of thousands, and monitor your conflict resolution. So I really want to see during our time for the community to come as a whole. And if you have an idea for us to help you guys, just tell us. But I just pray that we have a safe one, and please don't fire those fireworks too. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Pro Tem. These are the announcements for District 7. I do just want to remind everyone, I know that Mayor Woodfin mentioned earlier, but the Birmingham Stallions are in the championship game that will be played. They'll be playing the Philadelphia Stars, and that is Saturday, July 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Central Time in Canton, Ohio, but it will be broadcast on the Fox network. Today, we will have the mobile market where they'll be bringing healthy, fresh, affordable foods to the Powderly Library, and that'll start at 1 p.m. and go to 3 p.m. So if you're in that area, please go by and partake of those healthy, fresh, affordable foods. The Administration Committee will meet today at 2 p.m. in the Council chambers. We have one neighborhood meeting scheduled that will be Friday, July 1st. At 4 p.m., it's the Jones Valley Neighborhood Association. They meet at the Powderly Library at 3301 Jefferson Avenue Southwest. I do just want to offer congratulations to Pastor Michael Mays of the New Bethel Missionary Baptist Church in Brownsville. Pastor Mays will be retiring from the pulpit this weekend, so I just want to offer thanks for him. He's been very supportive of District 7 initiatives, he and his congregation. So I will not be able to visit for his last sermon, but I just want to thank him for the service he has given to District 7. Councilors, we also want to thank our officers who are on duty today: Cedric Pinkert from City Hall, Tevin Irby from the East Precinct, and Marco Easley from the East Precinct. I know that we do have a couple of videos, or at least one, that will play at the end of council meeting. So at this time, I'd like to ask for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Aye. All right, thank you. We do want you to stay safe for 4th of July weekend, and meeting is adjourned.
Good morning, Councilor Clinton Woods. We're here at the Magic City Showcase. It's our second annual high school football combine. Getting ready to get started, wrapping up check-in, getting the guys suited up, getting ready to get stretching and get loose and get going today.
This is the second annual Magic City Showcase. We're definitely excited to have these guys out here. I got a lot of the college guys that train with me out here in the city, came back home from all over the country to be able to showcase their learning that they've learned at the college level, to be able to pass down to the high school guys, to be able to perform in front of scouts and things of that nature, to be able to put themselves in a position to be recruited.
We definitely appreciate that, but just really excited to see the kids come out and compete, showcase what they can do. Just really excited about being able to create this platform for our local athletes and athletes from around the area. So we're really excited today. We're going to get out here and have some fun and just see guys compete and just look at the talent.
Magic City Showcase.
You even got the ACT prep, we got the SAT prep, we got the academic part, we got playing coaches, we got 247 rivals here. All the events, just like the NFL Combine, 40-yard dash, high jump, broad jump, 5-10-5 shuttle run, bench press, all of these things, height, weights. We're just excited to get all the kids from our city a chance to be able to go to the next level, like Coach Will said.
It's about a 360-degree approach. Having your ACTs in order, having your grades in order is all a part of being able to play at the next level. If your grades aren't there, if your ACTs aren't there, unfortunately, a lot of times you don't get that opportunity. And so we're just trying to make sure that they're getting all this information and bringing in speakers is one of the things to make sure that happens.
Definitely big for the city. Glad to be able to do it for the second year in a row, and we'll definitely be doing this every year.
We're just excited, man. Like I said, got a great day, great weather, great group of team members out here making it happen. We'll keep the guys hydrated and really just give them opportunity to show what they can do.
So today we had an opportunity to come here to the Air National Guard, and a group of students who are in the STEM program at Birmingham City Schools got an opportunity to talk to a couple of folks that are in the aviation field. Some National Guards that, you know, some who fly, some who do IT, some who do finance, just to learn about all the different career opportunities that are involved in the area of aviation. And so it was a great opportunity for them to just hear about it, because a lot of times when you hear about, you know, the National Guard, you just think, oh, I'm just going to be, you know, flying, or I'm just going to be fighting. There's only one or two different things that I could do, but there are so many different opportunities that are available to you. What I will say is all of you all are special. All of you all have a purpose, and my prayer is that you all walk in that. This is a great opportunity for the students to ask questions, to get information, and to really learn more about how they can explore all the options available in National Guard.
And for more from the Birmingham City Council, follow along with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Stay safe, Birmingham.